Hello again, YouTube. Today's Friday. I'm doing another video. This is my third one today. I'm feeling great. I have this still my first beer. That's how fast I'm kicking these things out. Now I'm doing a shout out support video for Geeky GMT. He is celebrating a 1-year 100 sub subscriber appreciation event. Standard rules apply. I'll put a link in the video. 18 sub anywhere in the world, he said. He wants you to mash 2 characters into one story or show from different universes, and he wants to know if you have other hobbies. Contest is a short one. It runs June 20th to July 1st. This is Geeky's startup page. Now, for my money, I think Splash Page, Mr. White Gloves, has the best intro video. Go-To Geeks have a good one. This is another one I really like. Alex Comic Quarter really stepped it up. Bad Avenger, you got a good one. But this one's kind of fun. Let me hit play here and we'll listen to Geeky GMT. Oh, that is groovy. I like it.
What's up, everybody? It's Klaus from Geeky GMT here.
It's Klaus.
2 things today that we're going to talk about. First of all, as you all know, this weekend it was my 1-year anniversary on YouTube.
Congratulations, Klaus.
It's also the same time almost that I passed 100 subscribers. And of course, we're going to do well, I got to say, just a small giveaway, because I haven't got that much to give away, but I hope people will appreciate it anyway. It's just a little way of me showing appreciation to you guys out there for supporting my videos for the last year and subscribing to my channel and always being really kind in the comments and chit-chatting with me.
So, Klaus, as you could tell, super nice guy. Look how neat and clean that is. That is one neat and clean room. I like the way it's set up. Watch a few of his videos. I'll put a link, like I said, in the description. Check him out. There's so many great channels. I've been watching Klaus not probably since the first day came out, but quite a while, and I do get a kick out of his videos. I think one of the things I love about our community, listening to the different accents and different people from around the world and around our country, but around the world really, with different thoughts and ideas, and some of them are crazy thoughts and ideas. Like I mentioned in another video, Area 51 Mike thinks he'd rather live in Gotham City than Metropolis. Yeah, just crazy. But shy of that, I think everyone else is right on the money. We're all a big happy family. Just kidding, Mike. And it's just a pleasure to have access to all of your guys' knowledge and collections, and I just love it. So if I've got to put 2 characters together, I'm assuming the DC universe and the Marvel universe are different universes, and I'm going to put Batman and Spider-Man. Now, as many comic books as I have, what I'm lacking sometimes is memory. So I don't know if those guys paired up. Maybe Metarog Roger or Alan from After Comics, Bad Avenger. You guys can straighten me out on that if it's happened before. But I don't remember it happening. But for my money, Batman is and will relate. He's just really all down to business. There's no fun in games. And any humor he has would be dry humor at best. And Spider-Man, Peter Parker, that guy's always clowning. He's always screwing around, and he gets the job done, but he does it in a different way. And I think this is like the old Turner and Hooch movie, where one's going to drive the other crazy, and then they'll love each other, because that's how it works out. It's going to be a happy ending. But those are the 2 guys, Geeky, that I would put together. I'd love to see a show or a movie or a comic that paired the 2 of them up. I think they'd work well together, and so that's my pairing. Those are a couple of the Megos from the 70s, and this is I've been showcasing these. Roger Metarog showed these comics. These are actually comic catalogs. You could buy all this stuff back in the day. Superhero merchandise catalog, and so I've got some Spider-Man and some Batman stuff, toys that we could have had access to as kids, and we'd be millionaires if we just kept all that stuff in the box, but who does that? So I happen to have a bunch of Batman comics out, and I pulled out a couple of Spider-Man comics, and And so I just thought I'd showcase a few of them. Nothing in particular special, just some things that I like. And those are, of course, treasuries. I'm going to be doing a video on treasuries pretty soon. So I've been pulling a few of those things out. So the second part of his video is he wanted to know if he had any hobbies, or the contest, if he had any other hobbies. And the other day I was talking in one of my videos about one of my hobbies, which was ultra marathon running. Okay, and I'm slowly getting back into the sport, but there were a lot of questions that were raised as part of that. A lot of you guys asked me questions on there, and I thought, you know what, I'll expand. So I won't go too long in it, but basically an ultra marathon is anything over the standard length of a marathon, which is 26.2 miles. So anytime you run a race more than 26.2 miles, that constitutes an ultra. And ultras can be, there's a 31 miler, which is a 50K. Then there's going to be a 50 miler, which is 50K is 31 miles. Then there's a 50 miler. Then there's a 100K, which is going to be basically 62 miles and some change. Then there's going to be, you know, after that, a few other little distances, but a 100 miler has historically been the grail race for most runners. And so that's one I wanted to talk about. And so basically what we do is we line up like usually 4 in the morning. They start you out early in the morning. And there's a lot of mental aspect to these races. Sometimes they start you at times they want to break your spirit a little bit. But 4 in the morning you start the race. Usually you're going 24 to 30 hours without sleep because there's travel and there's a lot of anxiety, you know, before these races. Not as much, you know, can I do it, but you're expecting problems to arise. You know, when you run for 24 to 30 hours in a row in hazard and difficult situations, things arise. So you all start out, you got lights on because obviously it's dark out, and you run the first part of the race. Every 4 to 7 miles, they're going to have an aid station. And you come into the aid stations, and they've got volunteers that are just the best in the world, high energy, usually runner community people, but sometimes not. Sometimes just local community people that are supporting you. And you come into these aid stations, and it's set up like, you know, just like my table is here. It's just 8-foot tables, and they're full of foods and drinks. And it's stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think, like, you know, cookies and potato chips and M&Ms. Now, they're going to have a variety of fruits available, but you need things that you can metabolize real quickly. You know, you want salts and certain types of carbs. So you'll see like quesadillas, you'll see peanut butter and jelly. And as the race progresses, you know, you're running through the day, you're running through the night, you're running through the, you know, the hot and the cold, and they'll have different things. Sometimes they'll have soup. They do have pop, which is all flat. What they do is they buy 2 liters and they open them up a day or two before the race and let all the carbonation out, so that you're drinking flat soda, which is heavenly. The carbonation screws you up when you're running. The flat soda is better. You get all that sugar, and you get a little bit of the caffeine, but you don't get the byproduct of the carbonation. So anyway, yes, you do stop at times along the race, but in these aid stations, I was telling Journo, there's an ultra running saying, beware the chair. So they will have chairs set up. Sometimes they'll have a fire pit going, but the last thing you want to do is sit down, because as soon as you sit down, it becomes really hard to get up again. Through the course of the race, you will have gear changes. You have what are called drop bags. And so you'll have bags of gear that'll be dropped, sometimes at like a 30-mile mark, or usually like a 70-mile mark, because you start at 4 in the morning. Well, by 9, 10 o'clock that night, it's starting to get dark again, and it's going to start to get cold. Sometimes you have rain or snow, or who knows what. So you'll have these drop bags set up around the course, not necessarily with what you need, but with what you thought you might need, and hopefully you guessed right. And so running into the night at the 70-mile mark, you're going to want to have some warmer clothes. Your pace is going to slow down, and if you do get stuck out somewhere, I'm not kidding, you can freeze to death. I've had races that temperature drops into the 40s, and it's heavy rain, and you know you're warm as long as you're running, you're fine. But if God forbid something happens, you stop running, you're gonna freeze out there. So anyway, that's a little bit about my hobby. It's a 10-11 minute video for Geeky. Klaus, you are worth it. I love your channel. Love being part of this community. All you guys make it up, make my day. So thanks for tuning in. That's my Batman whole group of stuff. And I am glad you guys are here celebrating with me. And check out Klaus. I'll put a link in the description. With that, this is Silver Age Dave. Pair up, made in heaven. You heard it here first. Silver Age Dave is out.